4th army. Oh, you have. Oh, you think you messed something up here.
What?
Because you have a core that doesn't have any arm. Okay. I'm gonna readjust some things here because you accidentally selected units when you created. Just had divisions selected along with the core when you created the army. So now all the divisions are directly under the army instead of the core.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
So
See,
I'm gonna correct this. I'm gonna correct this. Don't worry. I'm fixing it.
Okay.
I'm fixing it. There we are. And then we add them to the 10th core, and this one to the 10th core, and the 10th core. No, that was 9 core. Damn it. It's not easy. No one has said it's easy. Okay.
Yeah, no one
so
has
now we
used
should be
this
able to
game.
add them to Garmisch-Partenkirchen.
Right.
And that one to Garmisch-Partenkirchen. There we are. So, do we want to have an army group separately for, the west, east and west? I'm guessing that we do.
Okay, so an army group is above armies, obviously.
Yes, and below theaters.
Yes, I think that sounds like a good idea for now.
Okay, so we select the 2 armies and only the 2 armies, and then create a higher command. That is now placed in... Where did it place? It placed in Garmisch-Partenkirchen for some reason. And the army group itself, in turn, we can add to Oberkommando West. So if we click on Oberkommando West, that is in Hanover, you can see the lines that go to all the different all the different units, and see that all the units in the west is connected, more or less, at least, to Oberkommando West. So we have a fairly decent structure there. And we can see when we add the army, I guess where did it go? There is the army. For now, we're gonna create a new army group, even though it only has 1 army, and then add it to Oberkommando des Heers. And right now, all the units here, except for, over here in what's it called? Königsberg, Eastern Prussia, yeah. Those are not connected yet, but we will connect them later.
Okay, another question about this theater map mode. What determines the different theaters? Are they set, or do we control it?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. If you click on a theater, like either Oberkommando West or Oberkommando des Heers.
Just click on the map?
No, on the unit.
On the unit?
Oberkommando des Heers. And then you see below, the brigades and the army group, or above, I mean, you have a thing called Edit Theater, and it's a
map.
And then you see the colors, and then you can just drag which area should be part of which theater over provinces, and then they will color.
Let's add the one. Okay, let's add like that. Okay, so I added a bit of territory, the Eastern theater.
Good, and that's how you change that. Okay, so now we've finally gone through pretty much everything there is to do. We have one more final thing before we can start, and that is to start producing units. Are you ready?
I am ready. My body is ready.
Okay. So we have a problem right now with, as I mentioned before, that all the divisions right now only have infantry regiments and or infantry brigades and no artillery. So we can build brigade attachment, or we can build whole divisions. And brigade attachments are a single brigade that you can attach to a unit, which makes sense. So you should probably build, for example, maybe, I don't know, 10 artillery. And you have a choice of doing them in serial or parallel or both. So you can build 10 series of one brigade, or you can build, 10 units at the same time in 2 series. And that's probably what's going to happen right now.
Okay.
So we're going to build 10. First we're going to build 2 batches of artillery. One of them, first batch will be 10 artillery, and the other batch will be 10 artillery. And when the first is completed, the second will begin. You understand what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna start that production, and also I would suggest maybe getting 2 series of 4 infantry brigades or something like that to get started on building more units.
Okay, so I press 2 on series and 2 on parallel.
You can do that. Go into division and build the infantry with 3 infantry divisions with 3 infantry brigades and 1 artillery brigade. Do them in series of 2 and parallel 4.
Hang on, I think I jumped ahead because I went to the brigade attachment already. Hang on, division.
Yeah, go to division.
Yes, and then infantry? No? Or do I select a template?
What do you have right now selected?
I don't know. I just
what
went
does it
into
say
the
there?
division.
What did you say there in the brigade?
Well, I think militia is grayed out. No. Cavalry? No. Infantry?
No, I mean, with the list, you see the brigades and allowed. What does it say right there? What do you have selected right now?
4 brigades allowed 4. 1 armor, 2 mechanized, and 1 cavalry.
Okay, click on infantry 1936.
Okay,
template.
yeah, so I do select there. Okay, so there we go.
And then add artillery.
How do I...
Just click on artillery in the list. And it will be added.
Okay. Oh, okay, so that's how you add, because I started with I started with clicking on the, well, in the list before the template. Okay.
Oh. And now you can save template. So infantry 1936 will always have, that.
Okay, yeah, I've saved it now. Yeah. Start production. No, okay, so this is where you talked of the serial parallel. I was in some other menu where it said the same thing, so that's why it was confusing.
And now you build 4 in parallel and in series of 2.
Okay, and not as reserves? Regular units?
As reserves.
As reserves, okay. Start production.
Here we go.
Jesus.
I mean, we still have quite a lot of production available to us, even with this build, so we can build more if we want.
Yeah,
we do want. Of course, we want. I mean, what kind of question is that? But what do we need? Do you think? I mean, do we need any air wings like interceptors, or do you have any other suggestion of what could possibly be needed in this army?
Yeah, the thing is, I've had enough issue in this game just controlling like regular army units. So controlling air wing and flotilla units or air and naval units, I should say, is just that's even more tricky.
You have a good point.
Like, okay, so if we're again with the with the general strategy of invading Poland, I suppose air wing could be good.
Air wing, yeah. Which, I mean, of course, we should probably build some interceptors or maybe some tactical bombers, close air support, something like that.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So I honestly don't know how many we need, but I know that you shouldn't mix and match like when you build air wings, because you can have several types together, just like armies, But I know that interceptors should be kept to interceptors and things like that. So maybe we should build like 3 interceptors or something like that, and maybe 3 close air support. That sounds like a decent start. So now we have 3 interceptor Jagdgeschwader, or whatever it's called, and some Stuka planes as well being built.
Okay.
And I suggest maybe like 2 transports, considering we need to transport units to Königsberg.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and beyond that, we should probably organize the army to be set along the border. Right now, they are pretty scattered across the country, I guess.
How the hell did this work in this time? Like, in 1936, was Germany able to transport units by air over Polish airspace? I don't really know.
I don't think so.
It would seem unlikely, but I mean, what's to stop them?
Probably, anti-air of some sort.
Yeah, but would Poland really fire at them? I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, they had British and French guarantees, so maybe. Who knows?
Well, that didn't really help Poland, did it?
Well, they didn't know that then.
No, maybe not.
It took them a while to figure that one out.
Yeah.
And I'm also gonna build the first tank sort of. Here we go. I've grouped up all the tank brigades and everything like that into.
Oh, you're out on the map again. Yeah.
Yes. Just real quick, gonna fix that one, and then gather them at one point. Beyond that, we should probably try to put all the units, like, along the borders and get them ready to fight, even though there's a couple of years before any actual fighting will happen.
Right.
I mean, just in case, and then we can pretty much start the time.
Yeah, because we've been like an hour through the menus, but we haven't even... It's still midnight on January 1st, 1936.
Yes, but that's... yeah. I mean, we have bits through most of it pretty fast anyway, considering, how much time you could put on naming all, divisions, all everything like that, and putting the preferred leaders and comparing which leader should be placed at what place and so on and so forth.
I have to say, I mean, I just noticed this. This is tricky, by the way, since we are on different screens and everything, so I can't see what you're doing. But I thought it was kind of useful that, okay, so if I just click on a random division or whatever, I can see the sort of different ladder steps that the certain unit has above them. So if I click on, for example, one of the coastal units around Wismar,
yes.
I see that the infantry division belongs to the 6th Corps, which in turn belongs to the 3rd Army, which in turn belongs to the 1st Army Group, which in turn belongs to Oberkommando West.
Yes, and so you can click on them to go immediately to where they are.
Yeah, and that's pretty handy. That's like a tip to like also just understand the general base of command if the arrows on the map wasn't enough, because the arrows on the map, they kind of remind me of, I don't know, there's something in my soul that reminds me of a Zelda game, but I'm not sure what it is. Like the blue one that goes between HQ in Oberkommando West to the bizarre leadership in Garmisch-Partenkirchen.
Yeah, but also that's a good point too with that I remember now with the arrows, and when you mention them again, that each headquarter has a distance at which they can support with the bonuses and everything like that to the units. Mm-hmm. So the core has an effective reach of 200 kilometers away. So, all the units within 200 kilometers of it can help. And in turn, Army has 400 kilometers. I'm going to see Army group.
Where do you see that, like the numbers?
Well, if you click on, say, for example, a core, then you will see like a green HQ symbol above where it says no order, and next to where it says supplied from Berlin. If you hold over it, it will say this core can help out its attached units optimally within 200 kilometers.
Right, okay.
And the theater has an effective range of 2,000 kilometers. So the theater can reach, that's why you don't need as many theaters. And honestly, we could probably do with just one. And, that also why you kind of need to follow along with the headquarters of the various cores and everything like that. Another tip is, if you click on just one core anywhere.
Yes.
And then you will see a list of divisions, right?
Yes.
That is under it. If you click on where it says 4 divisions, and just click on that little sliver, it will select the core and all divisions under it immediately.
Ah.
So you can move the whole core, including divisions and the headquarters and everything like that, to a single province, where you see fit.
Okay. Yeah, so, we selected the same one, actually.
Oh, you did? Yeah, but
right.
just try to move.
That you started moving them.
We should probably try to move them to, the front, and then put, at least one division on each bordering province, as far as we can. And then maybe, as we get more units, then fill the gaps of where there are gaps and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we should probably move all the cores, including headquarters and everything like that, to, a province near the border, and then distribute them along. So not a single province of ours that is bordering enemy territory, except for, Austria and things like that, because there's no real need there. And then, make sure that, I don't know, it's not likely to be a war, but it's just good sport to have a division in each province, just to make sure.
Yeah.
So can you fix the west or something like that, and I'll fix the east?
Right. So again, I select the core, or can't I just select the army and move it, and the others will follow? No.
Yes, but the problem is that they will all stack up in one province, and that makes it a bit harder to see which one is where. If you know what I mean. So if you, for example, right now I'm in the core in Hamburg.
Mm-hmm.
So I select all those units, and then I put them in, for example, maybe I should put them in Vecta. And then they will all group up there, and then I could take, each division separately and then put them in Emden, Papenburg, Meppen, Nordhorn. Because they have 4 divisions, and all those 4 provinces. And the headquarters will be fairly close as well. And that's, for example, what I did with the corps that is in Osnabrück. Because they have 4 units, they're all going towards Düsseldorf, and from there they can take, 4 provinces nearby, and so on.
Okay. It's
hard at first, but it becomes more natural, I suppose.
Yeah, I think it will also help, like, when time starts. So
let's start time real slow, about speed 3.
Oh my goodness, there's several hours have passed.
Oh no, I accidentally hit something here. There we go. Yeah, a few hours, and it's our base, which is a first for Paradox Games, I suppose. Or it's the only series that does it.
I like that, Luxembourg is on the is close to our border, and their HQ, considering they are like one country, is like huge. It looks like, oh my god, it's like a huge Luxembourg army there, but it's just like,
It's pretty much just the HQ.
Yeah, so the size of the templates doesn't really reflect the strength.
Exactly, and now already we had a problem with just a first day. Some of the upgrades were done, so we had IC wasted, so it's just to optimize that.
Okay. Ooh. Trade agreement with Italy.
Oh, you saw that too?
Excellent. Yes, that's another problem when we play like things together, that it's a bit random, like what we can see collectively.
Yeah, I think there's a problem too with production. Like, for example, if we're both in the production screen at the same time, and I change, for example, where the production is put in the sliders, and then exit it, and then you exit it, it doesn't, it updates to your, which is this default. So my changes isn't recognized if we're both in the same screen. I think there was something like that I noticed before.
Okay.
Which finally, now we got the first decision: reoccupation of the Rhineland, which is available, as soon as we have divisions in certain areas of the Rhineland. And it will, France, United Kingdom, Belgium, and Netherlands will hate us more, which is unsurprisingly. We will lose neutrality. We'll lose descent, but we get quite a bit of money and quite a bit of manpower in Unity, so yeah.
Right.
It's a no-brainer.
Oh yes, reoccupation.
So now we got a lot more manpower, we got a lot more money. So now we have 500 instead.
Hooray.
So now we can institute... I'm sorry to interrupt you, but if you go into politics...
Yes.
If you go... You see the laws. Go into conscription laws and change it to 3-year draft.
Okay, so we get a bit more of...
yes, a bit more manpower. Good, and then there's another one, specialist training laws, and then enact special training. Or specialist
training and advanced training. Okay, yeah, sure.
There we go. So now the units should take a bit longer to produce, but they will have more starting experience, which is good.
Yes.
And now time starts again.
Yeah, what I was going to say is, should we also, as a strategy, try to approach Republican Spain in some fashion?
There will be an event happening where, Spain will have their civil war with nationalist Spain, and then we should probably try to help nationalist Spain win, since they're more aligned to us.
Right. So they don't exist yet.
No. We could also try to do something like maybe approach Hungary and, influence nation on Hungary, I'm going to put right now. So try to see if they can join our little festival, I suppose.
Speaking of festival, I think the Republican Spain's flag looks like the Pride flag. Kind of.
A bit, yeah, maybe.
Purple, yellow, and red, yeah.
But yeah, Francisco Franco will have their little thing going on.
Spain looks huge, by the way, on this map. Looks
it
bigger
does.
than
I don't
France.
know. Well, Spain is quite huge, though.
Yeah, it is, but I mean, just compared to like other maps.
Yeah, I don't know what map projection to use, but I mean, I'm fairly sure. I'm not that good at maps overall, so there's probably a bunch of wrong with it. But I mean, it needs to kind of emphasize the Western and Eastern theaters, since that's pretty much where most of it happened.
Soviet Union.
The Pacific. Yeah, the Soviet Union is massive, absolutely huge.
Yeah, I mean,
imagine launching Operation Barbarossa, where you have to manually, control every single division.
I get like a fear of heights almost when I see like vertigo when I look at the Soviet Union and how massive it is.
Yes, it is.
I mean, has anyone ever been able to play the Soviet Union in this game?
I mean, I never tried to play the Soviet Union, but I imagine if I tried to play it, I'd probably put, like, you could have more theaters or something like that, so you could put like a theater in the south and one in the east, and have them, control themselves. Have the AI control them and give them objectives and stuff like that. That is a thing you can do if you don't want to deal with the warfare. Though the AI is pretty stupid in general, so you make a lot of mistakes. But yeah, we can increase the speed because, honestly, not much is happening right now. It's a build-up phase, so not much is likely to happen until the war happens. And see, now the days are going by quite fast.
Oh, declined.
Yeah, there is things that happen. Sometimes they will cancel because they run out of resource or they need to trade with someone else. But the AI will hook us up with a better partner, a better coke dealer. Switzerland has quietly taken steps to align themselves to the Axis. Ooh.
Yeah, both Sweden and Switzerland. Both neutral countries.
Well, both Sweden and Switzerland are welcome to the Axis if they should choose so. There's also this whole thing of where you can customize the start, and you could choose what technologies you wanted to start and what units, but you have like a point based, so you can kind of customize, what the start will be. That's a bit more advanced. Let's see. Now, when all the units have reached, their places, I'm guessing we should probably try to split them up into the different provinces. Let's see here. This one can probably be stationed in Reppen. But yeah, this is Hearts of Fire and Free for War Start.
For dummies.